It is nice to be with the supporters of Labour tonight. But before I begin my presentation, permit me to acknowledge the presence of the next Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Parliamentary Representative for Castries East, and political leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, the Honorable Philippe J. Pierre. The first Deputy Leader and Member of Parliament for the constituency of Castries South, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Former Prime Minister and the best Prime Minister St. Lucia has ever had, Parliamentary Representative for Vieux South, the Honorable Dr. Kenny Anthony. Party Chairman and Parliamentary Rep for Vieux North, former Agriculture Minister, the Honorable Moses Musa Baptiste. Colleague parliamentarian in the lower house of Parliament, former External Affairs Minister, former Minister for International Trade and Civil Aviation, Parliamentary Representative for the constituency of Labrie, the Honorable Alva Baptiste. General Secretary, Brother Leo Clark, former candidates, senators, executive members of the St. Lucia Labour Party, brothers and sisters who are listening here in Vieux tonight, as well as those in the diaspora, I bid you good night. St. Lucia is in trouble. Pays nous en trois quarts. And as we speak tonight, and when we spoke at the town hall meeting last week Tuesday, and when we wake up tomorrow, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is, we can say confidently that St. Lucia is being governed by the worst government it has ever had. And ours is a well-documented history. From the days when we were just a colony, and we moved from being a colony to an associated state, and we moved from being an associated state to an independent nation. And all throughout those years, there were different forms of government. But today, in 2019, when we are supposed to be an advanced society, we are being governed by the worst government in the history of this country. They are working for themselves, their families, and undeserving foreigners. FFF. They are not working in the interest of the people of St. Lucia, my brothers and sisters. When they came into government, they found social programs that were geared towards helping the average St. Lucian. They dismantled and destroyed every social program that they met when they came into government. They destroyed the NICE program. And on the NICE, we had several components, like the home health program, where the elderly who had contributed so much to the development of this country were living lives that were not dignified. And Dr. Anthony, with all the compassion that he brought to the prime ministership, said that as a nation, we have to do better for the senior citizens of this country who were not in a position to look after themselves. And so we initiated the home health program. Ko nou te ka paye moun pou ale point ke gwan moun ki pa de sa gade kont koyo, epi bay koyo manje, epi ben koyo. And they came in and they stopped it for a while. They said that it was a program that was being run by supporters of the Labour Party. They interfered with that. And today, my brothers and sisters, the home health program is a shadow of what it used to be. we had the distress fund, so that when the homes of ordinary St. Lucians got destroyed by fire, people who did not have access to insurance policies, we were able to reach out to them as a government and say to them, here is a check to help you rebuild your home. They came and they removed the distress fund. And instead, the Prime Minister opted to refer to those persons as mendicants. My brothers and sisters, I've told you before that there are going to be people in every society who will not be able to fend for themselves. Like I need n'importe pays en la terre, ou tout pays en la terre. Il pas matter qui quand bien gouvernement et pays a kay fait, ou kay ni yon de moun qui passe à bay koyo sa yo bouzen. Except pour raison ça gouvernement ni en responsabilité pour garder contre ces moun ça là et pour qui you can enjoy at least a decent standard of living. It is not enough to just talk about bringing in millions of dollars in the form of investment and to have impressive infrastructure. Side by side with the infrastructural development must be social programs that would cause average St. Lucians to enjoy a simple meal. And that is what good governance is about. That is the kind of balance that the St. Lucia Labour Party brought to governance under Kenny Anthony. And that is the kind of balance we are going to restore when Brother Philippe J. Pierre becomes the next Prime Minister of this country. My brothers and sisters, every government does whatever or embarks on whatever programs it embarks by choice. So what is happening in St. Lucia today is not an accident. The government of the United Workers' Party has deliberately decided to take St. Lucia in the direction that they are taking it today. Today, we are living in a country where a government is not prepared to reinstate a distress fund for $400,000, but it can spend $50, $60, $70, and $80 million to facilitate a horse racing track and a horse race on the 14th of December. This is a government with misguided priorities. Gouvernement ça la pas qu'à joindre priorities li doit être pièce. Qui laisse gouvernement en qui pays qui a mettre cheval avant moun. And Brother Ernest Dile told you, and Brother Musa before him also told you, that the St. Lucia Labour Party has never had a problem with horse racing as an activity. Nous pas jamais ni un problème et puis couche cheval. Est-ce que vous avez manifesté nous en ce qui passé? Ou qu'on nous a parlé about horse racing et puis couche cheval. Mais ça nous n'y a un problème et puis in the year 2019 moving into the year 2020 is that ou passe à dire ou can spend 60, 70, 80 million dollars pour faire couche cheval at a time qu'on a tourné dos en l'hôpital, ou qu'on a tourné dos en le distress fund, ou qu'on a tourné dos en les maman à l'école qu'on pas ka au laptop. Et même si maman ça ou pas vle ba au laptop, mais ou ka dit au vini bo horse racing track nan jour dimanche et ou ka ba au ice cream. Who does that? We should never accept that from this government, my brothers and sisters. We have to stand up to them. They are putting horses before hospitals. They are putting horses before playing fields. They are putting horses before the repairs and refurbishment of the schools in this country. They are putting horses before roads. They are putting horses before a subvention for the National Trust. They are putting horses before Radio St. Lucia. And whereas they're prepared to spend $50, $60 million on the horse racing facility, they could not find the money to keep such an important national institution like Radio St. Lucia alive. They could not find the money to subsidize the Fish Marketing Corporation so that when farmers come in after a long day at sea, they will have a reliable market where they can sell their fish. They are not prepared to do that. And you know what is very distasteful and very interesting? St. Lucia is a very small society. And notwithstanding the fact that you have two major political parties, there are times when we run into each other and they talk. There are a number of them in this government today who are not in favor of what is happening. Mais yo pas nom ou femme assez pour ouvrir bouche yo ek di sa pa bon en l'enterrer pays ya. They are happy to just take the salary and continue to live life in a way where it is enjoyable for them and their families, my brothers and sisters. These are the things we have to stand up against. St. Lucia, as I told you before, is being governed by the worst government in the history of this country. The banana farmers of this country were taken for a ride. L'année a chay farmer fig qui sorti d'Henry-Neuf et puis l'autre communities commun ka practice agriculture. Et qui yo dit yo de kay quitter fig because yo pas de kay profit en fig. Et puis gouvernement flambeau vini because yo te vle gain élection. Yo dit ces farmers là Vieux aller planter fig because yo vle gain élection. Yo dit ces farmers Vieux aller planter fig. Yo encourage farmers. Et puis quand les farmers ka levé 4 ou 5 bon matin pour Vieux aller planter fig. Because gouvernement dit yo that yo kay joindre dans market ko fig cette ici kay taper vendre en pays Martinique et puis France. Et comme ça farmer planter fig. Et fig bon pour récolter. Ces femmes a pas à vendre fig yo encore because gouvernement connaît yo. Et maintenant pour nous garder grand homme et grand femme qui a planté fig femme qui travaille wed ni pour garder fig là les bon couper mais à terre pour pourri et puis bay moun pour yo ça bay cochon yo. And at the same time that you are taking the farmers for a ride and you are doing that injustice to them, you are busy bringing foreigners into this country to plunder the resources that belong to the people of St. Lucia. My brothers and sisters, these are the things you have to take into consideration when you decide to go to the polls to vote. The time has come for us to return St. Lucia to St. Lucians. And it was Brother Mondesi who said it earlier on. This movement is bigger than the St. Lucia Labour Party. This movement is not about the United Workers' Party. But most importantly, this is a movement for the salvation of our country. And whether you are of voting age, whether you are a public servant, whether you are engaged in the public or private sector, the salvation of St. Lucia is everybody's business. And it is not enough to stay at home. It is not enough to remain silent when the discussion is taking place. You have to add your voice. You have to denounce what is being done by the United Workers' Party. I went to Soufrière recently and I noticed they were doing some work on the Soufrière playing field. Those of you who come from the north, you would have seen equipment on the Miku playing field. And as I've said before, and all of us on this side have said before, we welcome investment into sporting facilities. But it makes no sense for you to select just a handful of facilities to refurbish and the little playing fields in all the major pocket communities of St. Lucia are being used by horses to graze. Goats are grazing. Sheep are grazing. The playing fields are abandoned. And young people who are supposed to be on those playing fields recreating on an afternoon are taken to the streets and they're finding themselves in activities that you wouldn't want for your young people to be engaging in. And what about crime? All of us can speak on crime tonight. And they said it, Kenny cannot, but I will. Kenny cannot, but I will. And then you hear the United Workers' Party explanation in terms of why the crime situation is spiraling out of control. Laughable. And you've not done anything for crime if you give the police to new vehicles. You have not done anything for crime if you continue to undermine the officers in the upper echelons of the police force. You've not done anything for crime. As a matter of fact, You're creating an environment for more crime when you continue to dismantle and destroy the social programs that you found when you came into government. If you do not have adequate social problems, my brothers and sisters, you are paving the way for there to be more crime in your society. And that is why I said earlier, a St. Lucia Labour Party government under the leadership of Philippe J. Pierre will strike a wonderful balance between the development of infrastructure, better roads, improved school facilities, and those will go hand in hand with programs for people who cannot always fend for themselves and their children. We will bring a holistic approach to governance. It will not be a case where this country will continue to be enjoyed by a select few. Every St. Lucian will take his rightful place and her rightful place in the development and for the progress of this country. My brothers and sisters, as I told you when I started, we are at the crossroads. Our country is in crisis. It will not be enough for the parliamentarians and executive members of our party to take to the radios, stations, and to take to the platforms to speak about it. We need action. We need support. We need all right-thinking St. Lucians. We need all true patriots of St. Lucia to come out and lend a hand to the effort of removing Alan Chasney and the United Workers' Party out of office. The worst government in the history of our country. And we have to act, and we have to act now. And Brother Musa told you that they are all about intimidation. Yo vle arrêter moi, yo vle arrêter Hilaire, yo vle arrêter Alva, yo vle arrêter Kenny. C'est arrêter, arrêter, arrêter. Et vous savez pour qui ça yo vle faire ça? They have wasted 4 years. 4 l'année, yo gaspillé. Et pièce là ou ka approach a period of election comme gouvernement, ou si vous venir et puis un liste et 10 pays a mis ces bail là nous ja fait en 4 l'année. Et pour 4 l'année, yo pas ni rien pour moucher passer en facility pour couche cheval. So yo ka try commencer jouer en cervelou. Yo ka try for quoi nous qui en les side là-bas nous pas honnête. Yo for quoi yo vle ou quoi nous corrupt et puis bagay comme ça. These are the strategies to distract you. You can try veglo, but you will stand firm. Except Lucien, pas même moun nou te en 1950s et 1940s. We are a more discerning people. Ek mwen ni a shy confiance. La ni a shy moun ki ba parler. And they're just waiting for election day to teach the United Workers' Party a lesson. My brothers and sisters, there are free speakers to come after me. And so, I have to say to you tonight, you are supporting the better party. By supporting the St. Lucia Labour Party, you are demonstrating that you love your country. By being here tonight, and by discussing the issues that confront our country today, you are saying that you want to see St. Lucia in another direction. Brother Hilaire told you the task will not be an easy one. But we shall overcome. Constituency by constituency. Whenever the elections are called, you can rest assured that the St. Lucia Labour Party will be returned to government. I love you, brothers and sisters. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of the meeting.